to introduce Kelly Noble. She is going to introduce our featured speaker today.
Kelly Noble.
I just got married, so. I'd like to introduce a good friend of mine, Kim Miles, business coach, business and executive coach. Kim provides individual coaching, workshops, and masterminds to entrepreneurs who want to reach their goals and get faster results with more ease and joy. Kim is a value-based coach who supports her clients to align every business action with their values so that every aspect of their business has a natural flow. Kim is an ICF certified coach with over 15 years of experience in project development, integration of strategic plans, business development, sales, training, and personal development, and she likes to write tongue twisters. So please welcome Kim Miles.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am just so honored to be here today, so thank you very much for your time. I do want to make the most of your time, so what I did was I created a handout, a fill in the blank for you, and each of you should have one of these at your table. And as we go through today's presentation, I'm going to tell you what each blank needs to be. And because I don't have things memorized, I have my own cheat sheet up here, so I'm going to be able to make sure that we get through this very promptly with the information that you need and want. So let me ask you this question. What would it be like if you could open up your contact list, find 3 to 5 names, call those people, and immediately generate new revenue? How would that be for everyone? Yeah? Okay. Well, this is what I'm here to talk about, and that's creating real power partnerships that help grow your business. I was asked earlier what promoted me to, or prompted me to give this talk. And really what it was is that I have seen in my clients many people trying to have some kind of a relationship, whether that is a referral partnership, have a relationship with a strategic partner of some kind or a venture partner. And we meet someone, we like them, we have a good chemistry. You say, yes, I'm going to get into a power partnership with them, and you get there, you start working together, and it just isn't quite right. You can't put your finger on it, right? You're like, I like them, I respect them, I've seen their work, it's good, but what is it that's not working? And my clients experienced this, and were coming to me, and these were things that we worked on, and I experienced it as well. I met a woman who was amazing and absolutely incredible, and yet when we were designing our workshop, it felt like more work than what I thought it should be. So, by a show of hands, how many of you have entered some kind of power partnership? Whether that's referral, or a venture partner, or just a partnership where you're sharing funds, etc. How many of you experienced one that has been awesomely amazing and positive? Awesome. Now, how many of you have experienced one that was absolutely horrible or a nightmare? Okay? So, here's the thing. It's a 50-50 split, right? Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Wouldn't it be great if we could lessen the number of bad and increase the number of good? That's what this presentation is about. So, the first thing that we need to do when we're thinking about creating a real power partnership is get our head on straight. And one of the things that people do when they go into these power partnerships is they think that it's a business relationship. How many of you think that? Okay, it's a business relationship. Well, here's the truth. One of the truths is if you are intending to do referrals to each other long term, if you're intending to create workshops or programs or anything long term, guess what? It's a real relationship, much like a personal relationship. And you want to take the same amount of care in making sure that the relationship is good that you would in a personal relationship, whether that's a friendship or romantic. So, understanding this, and I say that this is a truth about power partnerships. It is truth that it's a real relationship. So if you look on your sheet, the first truth about power partnerships is that they are real relationships. And you want to treat them as such. the second truth that I have found is that power partnerships are about co-creation. And what I mean by that is that you are going to be creating something. If you are referring each other, you are creating relationships between you and the person that you're referring, but you're also creating a relationship between the person who's your potential client or the person who's their potential client. So you are in co-creation. And I gave this example the other day to someone who was a cook, so it really didn't apply, but I kind of made it apply anyway. You don't walk into a kitchen and just start throwing stuff together and hoping it tastes good. The only way you can do that is if you have enough experience of what each individual flavor is, that you can mix them and create something that tastes good. That's the only way you can do it. A novice like me, I'm going to go in and I'm going to say, sure, thyme and cinnamon, why not? I don't know. So for those of your cooks who understand that, so it is really about co-creation. And when you're entering a power partnership, it's one of those things that you want to think with the end in mind, to use Stephen Covey's phrase, that you want to think that you are going to be creating something with somebody. So it's really important to have that. So the third truth is that power partnerships are win, win, win. Yes, you got that right. There's 3 wins there. So let's start. What do you guys think the first win is? Who is the first win? Me. Yep, me. Second win is? You, your partner. The third win is?
Your clients.
Your clients. Every time you do a power partnership, whether it's a referral partnership, a venture partnership, or any other kind of partnership, you as a business owner are obligated to keep your clients in mind. And I'll give you a quick example of this. There was a woman that I knew that she had a power partnership, and they created workshops together, and frankly, she couldn't stand the man. He was coarse, he was abrasive, he was downright rude sometimes. However, they created these really great workshops. Well, this woman got to the point that she was like, okay, I'm only going to talk to him on Fridays. Because otherwise, I'm like all pissed off and worked up, and I can't deal with my clients. So just Fridays. Fridays be good. And she tried it, and then that set her weekend bad. So then she's like, no, I'm going to do it on Mondays. Mondays are good. Mondays in the afternoon, but then that set off her whole rest of her week. So here's the challenge, is that if you're in a partnership with someone that is not a good fit, it is an energy drain on you. And who suffers ultimately? You do, your family does, and if you're in business, your clients do. Because you're having to work yourself down from the emotional chaos of dealing with that person. Now, maybe it's not that extreme for you guys. You know, maybe you're in just a power partnership that's a little bit touchy or uncomfortable, something like that. But still, recognize that it does take away from your clients and your customers. It takes away who you are, and you are unable to give your very best. And I can tell you, as a business coach, one of the things that I work with my clients and taking them to the next level is how to be at their best as much of the time as possible. So, getting your head on straight, having these 3 truths, that they're real relationships, that you're co-creating something, and that it's win, win, win. Once you get your head on straight, then we can move on to see if you're ready to partner. So, real quickly, by a loud jamba, how many of you have your head on straight now about power partnerships? 1, 2, 3. Yes! Nice. All right, so now, if we're ready, we got our head on straight. Now we have to decide, are we ready to partner? And I'm going to ask you guys this question now, and don't be afraid to answer. How many of you know in your heart that you are absolutely ready for a referral partnership, a strategic partnership, or some kind of partnership? Raise your hand. Absolutely know in your heart of hearts. Okay, awesome. Then what I'm going to share with you now will either solidify that for you, or will ask you the right kinds of questions so that you can really be sure, so that you can really, really in your heart know that you're ready. And the first one is, does my long-term, the blank is strategic, plan for my business support partnering now? So here's the interesting thing that I find with my clients. I find clients where I say, what is your strategic plan? And they rattle it off to me, it's awesome. And I find clients where I say, what is your long-term strategic plan? And they go, huh? And I find this, not to pick on anyone specific, but I find this in people who are in companies that are either direct sales or their own, or a company that's supporting them. For some reason, there are a lot of business owners that think that they do not need a strategic plan if someone else is paying their paycheck or is supporting them. And that's just a falsehood. So having a strategic plan, if you don't have one, get one. And there are a lot of business coaches here that can support you with that, myself included. But if you don't know what your long-term strategic plan is, then you're not going to be able to know if this is the right time to partner. And you may be somebody who partnering is a great thing, and then there are just some people that partnering is not good. For whatever reason, it just isn't the right format for them to do business. So, after that question, how many of you are still 100% sure that you're ready to partner? Okay, a few hands dropped. I'm not going to point anyone out specifically, but here's the point of coaching. Right? Coaching is about creating awareness so that you can be better. So if a light bulb just went off for you right now, good for you. You're going to be better tomorrow. If the light bulb was, I'm not sure, good, you're going to be better. If the light bulb was, I am totally sure now, awesome, you're still going to be better. So, point number 2, question to ask yourself before you partner with someone. What are my greatest strengths, skills, and experiences? So here's the truth of coaching, and most coaches coach this way. We coach on the who. Who are you? Who are you deep down inside? Who are you as a business owner? Who are you as a person? Most coaches coach on the who, and here's the kicker. If you don't know who you are, it's kind of hard to partner. And I say that kind of flippantly, but it's really true that, and I myself was included for many years, and I think that it's always a journey, that we are consistently trying to figure out who we are in this moment based on things like our skills and experiences and strengths. And we change and we evolve. So it's our job to know who we are at every opportunity that we can, so that when we partner with somebody, we know what we bring to the table, and if they're asking themselves the same question, they know what they bring to the table. And then what you can create is amazing. But if you're spending a lot of time in curiosity or wondering who you are, wondering what they're about, you're spending a lot of time and energy and effort in the wrong place instead of creating something for your clients, for your customers. So that is number 2. And number 3 is, how can partnering add more value to my clients? And I got to tell you, that question right there is the one that has been the $1 million question, that I like to call it. And the reason is because what happens when we add more value to our clients? More income, George says. What else? They trust you more. What does that make you feel when you're trusted? Great. Makes you feel great. What else happens when you add more value to your clients? More value to yourself, more value to other people, and guess what? It makes the world a better place. So here we are. If we were to go out every single day and say, how can we add more value to our clients, to our customers, to the people that we live with and talk with and engage with, the world would be a better place. Now, I am not up here in some beauty contest talking about world peace. However, wouldn't it be great if we could do that? So, the 3 questions to ask yourself are, does my long-term strategic plan for my business support partnering now? What are my greatest strengths, skills, and experiences, and how can partnering add more value to my clients? So, one thing I forgot to mention is on this little handy fill-in-the-blank sheet that each of you have, you'll notice in between each section there are coaching questions. And the purpose of these are for you to ask yourself these questions in a place that you can be fully authentic and open, and that you can really dig deep and find your answers. So, this sheet that you have, I want you to take it home. I want you to look at it. I want you to ask the questions again and again. Get some resolution, and feel good about partnering. So, one last time I'm going to ask, now that you have the truths, now that you know the questions to ask yourself, how many of you are 100% sure that you are ready to partner? Okay, less hands. How many of you have the tools at your disposal to become 100% sure? Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so the next process that I like to go through is a process for myself and a process for you to go through, but also for you to take the people through who you are considering partnering with. And I'm talking about even a referral partnership, okay? We come in here and we meet people and say, hey, hi, George, I'm Kim Miles. Nice to meet you. And I know you're a coach. I'm a coach. This looks great. Why don't you go help me find some clients? Is that all right? You've met me. You've seen me. We've shook hands. It's good. Go refer people to me. Okay, you know what? I got to tell you, it's not going to happen coming from this coach. I need to develop the relationship. I need to understand them. They need to understand me so that I can go out there and find the right person. Find the right contact. Even if it's not someone that that's gonna hire them, maybe it's someone that I know George well enough to know. This person, Polly's not necessarily gonna hire you, but Polly's gonna refer tons of people. Or Polly knows the networks where he could speak. Right? So, it's really important to understand and to develop something, a process that you can go through. So the first part that you need to ask yourself, or that you need to make sure happens, is that you have, with your potential power partner, aligned values. I didn't say the exact same. I didn't say complementary. I said aligned. And what I mean is that your values and their values need to be such that you can co-create things that will bring value to your clients. It means that you can have a win-win-win, and that it can be a real relationship. My example of the person that I partnered with, I met her, fell in love with her. She was an amazing coach. She is highly energetic. She brought different things to the table, and she presented her part at the workshop, and I presented my part of the workshop. And it was great. They were kind of complementary things that we were presenting. Now, along the way, I felt that rub, that why is this hard? Or why is this challenging? Something's not right. That feeling in your gut. And I couldn't figure it out, because I respected her, I liked her, we got along great, we laughed every single time that we talked. Everything was awesome. In the workshop, she did her part and I was filling in the blanks, just like you guys are. I did my part and she was filling in the blanks, and I did my part on values. So my values are connection, inspiration, empowerment. Her values were thrill, inspiration, and I can't remember what the last one was. So here we are. I'm getting up in front of an audience, trying to connect. She's getting up in front of an audience, trying to thrill. Is it bad? No. I mean, that particular combo is not good, but is either one of those bad? Absolutely not, but they're not aligned. Her biggest desire was to get up in front of an audience of 10,000. For someone who is all about connection, I gotta tell you, that's not the venue or the place for me. So that's why it was, wonky, is because we didn't have aligned values. That was the first thing, and that's the first question you want to ask yourself. So here's the quick question. How do you find out someone else's values? Ask them, right? Nice. Okay, so the second thing about this process is to understand that you have a compatible service approach. Okay, so what I mean by compatible service approach is it includes work ethic, it includes how you serve your clients, it includes if you are a connection type of person versus just throwing emails at them. It includes all kinds of things in ways that you serve your customers. So compatible service approach. And the third is that you have a common vision. Now again, with this partnership that I had, it was really interesting because my vision for the partnership, I was not really at the same place or stage that she was. I was really wanting to grow my business and increase revenue. So I looked at this as a revenue generating partnership or workshop. And that's not how she was looking at it at all. She was looking at it as a marketing opportunity to get in front of as many people as she possibly could. So she was giving away seats, and I'm trying to sell seats. That's kind of a challenge if you're doing that. So, as a recap, qualification process for power partners, aligned values, compatible service approach, and common vision. All right, so now, I just looked at my time, and I'm going to just crank through these last several fill-in-the-blanks. So, this is what I have found, and this is what my clients have found, are the 3 partnerships that help you grow your business. And the first one is a referral partner. So, the reason that a referral partnership will help grow your business is because people will give you qualified leads. Qualified, meaning that they know something about you, they know something about the person that they're referring, and they're making a good match. The second is it's the leverage of the testimonial. Again, if you know this person very well, they know you very well, then they are going to refer people, and those people are going to look at Catherine and say, Catherine knows, likes, and trusts this person, and therefore I possibly can know, like, and trust them. If Joe Schmo or the television refers someone, you don't have that possibility in your mind. You likely have a negative, like, I'm not sure, that's kind of, we'd have to see. Whereas if Catherine was referring, I'd say, I know that Catherine would do me right and I would do her right. So, and then it's mutually beneficial. And here's the thing I'll tell you about the referral partners. Make sure it's mutually beneficial. Make sure that when you establish this relationship that you guys are clear on how each person's going to benefit, how many referrals, how the introductions are going to go, all that stuff. Okay? There's nothing worse than getting into a referral partnership and you doing everything you can and then starting building up resentment because this person is silent. And if you don't communicate, if you don't know why, then it just is really frustrating and challenging. So the next one is venture partner. That's someone who you actually create workshops or materials or programs or whatever. So the first fill in the blank is that with a venture partner, you co-create something of value for your clients. The second is you have a larger set of skills and experiences to draw upon. So you are able to create something bigger and more valuable. And then you have a collective audience. Between the two of you partnering, you ultimately have a larger audience. And then the last one is the mastermind. And with the mastermind, and this is what I find in my own mastermind as well as the ones that I run, accountability is huge. And I'll tell you, I have not ever met anyone that does not benefit from accountability. So that is one of the biggest benefits to being part of the mastermind is accountability. The second is collective wisdom. Again, you will either be with your peers or you will be with people who are in business, not necessarily in the same business as you, but you will have collective wisdom to draw on. And then finally, peer support. Everybody needs someone to cheer them on, tell them they're doing a great job. When you stumble and fall, help pick you up. So, these are the 3 key power partnerships that will ultimately help grow your business. It's what I found in my clients and it's what I found in myself. So, if I were to ask you, how many of you, now that we've reviewed this, could pick up the phone and call 3 to 5 people and know that those 3 to 5 people fit the criteria on this sheet? How many of you have that? Okay, awesome. Congratulations if you do. If you don't, use this as a tool. Use this to help you really fine-tune your process. Use this as a tool to help you know how to go out there and build power partnerships. And I'll be really, really excited to see all the power partnerships that are created here. In this audience of 120, in the membership of 150, there are some awesome power partnerships to be created. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Kim. I'm sure we're all very comfortable and happy to go out there and make those power partnerships. I know I can point out a couple people right now I'll be powering up with. So Kim is going to be accepting applications for her upcoming mastermind groups in mid-August. There are a total of 12 openings, so she's offering a special price for anyone who applies today, and I guess she'll be back at her table. And then, of course, we've got to give you your certification of appreciation. We went ahead and, in your name, donated $60 towards the Women's Global Empowerment Fund. And you helped start a business. Thank you so much. And Kim will be back next week or next month presenting our next speaker. I will no longer have to do this, which is Monica Wofford, business coach, author, and speaker. She's going to talk about making difficult people disappear. I'm sure we can all relate to that. They're also known as in-laws.
All right, thank you, Kim. The newly married is already having the in-laws go away. That's kind of All right, now for our membership update, please help me